Well, as it turns out, I didn't need to be wasting any time on Sunday thinking about all the work that this week was going to hold. A few things happened that made it a fairly restful week, one of which being days and days of clouds and rain, day and night. The rain also stopped me from being able to mow the grass in the garden walkways or weed eat, and there's probably more rain coming in another day or two, and it's too wet to mow now, so that grass is going to be very healthy and long by the time it gets cut. But also, something happened unexpected with our peaches this year, and you'll be able to see that if you skip ahead to this minute mark here. Otherwise, welcome back to the weekly updates that I'm trying to record for our homestead for this year. And everything in this video is from week 25 of the year 2023, which runs from June 18th through June 23rd. Well, if you've seen anything about the weather this week on the East Coast or Southeast, it's been a very cloudy, rainy week. Other than Monday, it's been complete clouds or all-day rain. So I'm just coming out to check and see what everything looks like after the rain. I hope my onions are okay because they usually like to be dry the last week or two before harvest. Squash bugs have been busy while I haven't been out here. It's a two-handed job to get their eggs off, so I got to put the phone down for that. Now that's a first for me, seeing them lay their eggs on the stem of the squash plant. I found 2 adult squash bugs and 4 or 5 of their baby nymphs crawling around, so I killed them. Because I have green bean plants in here also, they had laid some of their seeds in the back of those leaves. So I found them and crushed them against the stones. The Kennebec potatoes here are the last ones I have not harvested yet. Hopefully the last 2 days of rain hasn't hurt that harvest. We did get the rest of the red potatoes out of this bed, and they still had some scab on them, but it was a pretty big harvest. And the ones that do have scab, we're just going to peel and eat them first. They just won't be put in storage. The broccoli is completely harvested. The plants just need to go to the chickens. I think I harvested all the cauliflower too. Those are just plants that didn't put any heads off yet, so those are going to go to the chickens. Since I knew rain was coming, I stuck some green bean seeds in these 2 end caps. These June-bearing strawberries are just about finished. I was surprised to get a few off of there a couple days ago. These beefsteak tomatoes are really putting out. Can't wait for this to ripen. Got almost all the peas cleaned off. This kale plant that is so pretty here, that was planted last fall in August. And he was an overwintering survivor. And then he had the shade of the pea plants all spring when it was warmer. And I keep harvesting off of that kale plant and he keeps growing more. It is so pretty. I love being able to pick kale from there. But the cucumbers are ready to start vining up this trellis. These are all my red onions, peppers. This bed was cleaned out of carrots the other week. And there's a few green beans growing in here. Oh look, there's a carrot that didn't get grabbed. Let's just crawl over the bed and get that. Yummy. Add that to our carrot supply. Just eat it today at lunch. These Roma tomatoes have really filled in. You can't even see between them anymore. I hope that doesn't affect disease too much because you know they're not getting airflow in there. Luckily, tomatoes are red, so they show up in contrast to the green plants. I've made multiple harvests off this calendula already. It's looking beautiful. Corn, more cucumbers. And this is the big tomato section with their companion plants. Lots more calendula. Lots of lettuce going to seed, which will be for chickens. This is what the carrots going to seed have been reduced to after the rain. They've completely fallen over. Hopefully I still get plenty of seed from there. These cucumber vines are taking over this little trellis. More here. And there are green beans in the backside. That parsley didn't like the rain too much. These are the cayenne pepper plants. Some collards that just won't die. And I put some zucchini over here last week. One zucchini. More zucchini. Might transplant those and spread them out. Need to refill this bed from where we took potatoes out, and there's corn down at that end. Since that corn's going to grow up tall and shade this end of the bed a bit, I'm probably going to put lettuce down here, stuff that would appreciate a little bit more cool in the summer months. There is where I took out that tomato plant that wasn't happy from this cage. So we'll check out inside in a few minutes and see if that plant has rooted, if it's ready to come out yet. More aromas. Bonnie Best with green beans underneath. More green beans. And some sunflowers that will grow up in the middle. Still plenty of ever-bearing strawberries coming on. I wonder how this rain has affected them. A little soft there. We'll get these picked today. Sorry, I'm fighting a deer fly off here. The camera's a little shaky, but that's how it looks after 2 days and nights of steady rain. I'm definitely not complaining about the rain. We certainly needed it. Everything was very dry. And it wasn't too much rain to ruin anything. Also, having the raised beds actually helped with drainage. So, nothing should be damaged from the rain unless it was really close to harvest time. Those are our 2 oldest peach trees over there. That's our mulberry. And I'll share with you how that went on Monday. Yes.
Oh, don't forget she's up there.
I forgot. Well, I've gone through 2 branches that are complete nothing. Even the ones I've put in the bucket so far aren't perfect.
Yeah, I mean, peaches grow here, but this isn't really their environment.
Are there baby mourning doves?
I don't know, I scared the mommy away.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I think I see little fuzzy heads in there. You're tall enough, you can probably see
yeah, look at them. Oh, they spit on me. 1, 2, I think there's 2. Chickens would like these. Aren't they precious?
I almost touched one.
Oh, got a good one.
I guess this won't be the largest harvest of those.
Well, this is blinding. I guess I'll go pick blueberries.
Good.
So what happened? We were expecting a huge peach harvest, and this is what we get for this year from those 2 trees anyway. We'll check our 3rd tree a little later. We had a cool spring this year, not to mention it's the end of June and it's still cool in Virginia. But apparently the cool spring, along with our normal Virginia humidity, causes a gray mold on the peaches, which spreads really easily, and we've lost almost all of our peaches from that. And by happenstance, I heard from someone in town yesterday that a lot of the peach trees in the southern states have also been affected by the cooler spring this year, and most of their crop was lost as well. But the good news is I'm over 300 pounds in potato harvest so far, so where one crop might fail, another one is blessed. While the peach trees were disappointing, this mulberry tree does not disappoint. It is only 7 years old, and this is the second or third year that it produces enough for us, for the birds, for the squirrels, and as you can see, the dogs love eating them off the ground.
That's fun to me.
This is the best, some of the best medicine for flu anyway.
What do you mean, medicine?
They have antioxidants in them. They're super good for your immune system.
And they taste good.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's been helping him.
At least, like I said, I mean, these are so much more delicate, but at least there's actual food that keeps growing on it. Man, that's such a battle. Frustrating. Uh-huh.
We can come out here every day for 6 weeks, sometimes twice a day, and pick all the mulberries we want. And the tree just doesn't run out. There are so many mulberries that this tree grows. And other than the fresh eating, all I've been doing with them is freezing them so they can go in smoothies later on. This is our peach tree that we didn't expect to get peaches from this year because we've never gotten peaches from it because it blooms early, and then because it's downhill, it usually doesn't stay warm enough. They frost and it kills the blooms, but this year the blooms survived and we actually have peaches for the first time. So I wonder if these are going to turn out not as good as the other ones. I don't see any mold on them yet. Like this one's got mold on it already. So I'm just going to knock that one down. Look, there's some back there with mold. So that's just going to keep spreading to the peaches because of the cool, damp spring that we've had. So we'll see if we get anything here. Probably nothing worth nothing worth preserving, but at least we'll be able to eat some of them. The Asian pear tree, however, is completely loaded. We're going to have lots and lots of pears. But you can't count your chickens before they hatch. We thought we were going to have a large peach harvest, and the mold took care of that for us. So here's hoping we get a pear harvest this fall. All of the fruit orchards and the berry plants, other than the strawberries, are my husband's arena, and he's responsible for all the pruning and the soil maintenance, and he's going to be researching what kind of natural ways he can treat the peach trees so the next year hopefully we won't have as much of a mold issue. I'm thankful for life and for this week's experiences, but I'm also thankful that it's almost Sabbath because I'm ready to rest and visit with loved ones. And aren't these flowers gorgeous? I get to collect all these different dahlias from my garden this year and enjoy sprinkling them around in different rooms of the house. I hope you find something lovely to look at this week. And until we meet again, remember to live joyfully.